To support learning, teaching and assessment in early level literacy and English, a new progression framework for the early level, which replaces the early level within Steps to Success, has been developed to provide guidance on the observe, plan, reflect cycle within and through the early level towards the early level benchmarks for literacy and English. The progression framework and the support materials have been developed between and by education and health practitioners from Highland and across the Northern Alliance. The progression framework and relevant support materials can be accessed on highlandliteracy.com and northernalliance.scot. On accessing the Highland Literacy blog, hover over the Highland Literacy Progression tab and click the Early Level Progression August 2018 menu. This will take you to the Highland Literacy Early Level Progression page where you can access the progression and the support materials. The first page of the progression framework has been designed for practitioners to help them in their understanding of how to use the early level literacy and English progression framework to support their observations and planning of listening and talking, reading and writing within and through the early level towards the early level benchmarks for literacy and English. The progression framework contains 3 progression grids, one for listening and talking, one for reading and one for writing. Through ongoing observations, practitioners can use the progression framework to identify each child's stage of literacy and English development. There are 4 stages in the progression: I am aware, I understand, I use with understanding, and I apply. The I apply statements have been taken directly from the CFE benchmarks, detailing achievement of early level. I'm aware, I understand, and I use with understanding are the developmental stages which underpin the I apply stage. To support moderation, it is recommended that practitioners collaborate with one another to identify each child's stage of literacy development. An exercise which you may find useful when initially engaging with the progression is with a post-it note for each child. Use your knowledge of the child to place them on their developmental stage on the progression. This will provide you with an overall picture of the children's literacy and English development in your setting or class. Developmentally appropriate planning can be informed by practitioners' knowledge of each child's stage of literacy and English development. Sitting behind each developmental stage, there is a You Can Help Me reference tool. This informs planning detailing the practitioner's role in supporting children's early literacy, language and communication development as they progress through the early level. If children are at the I Am Aware stage of development, you can click on the I Am Aware link and this will direct you to a reference tool on how to support them move through I Am Aware to I Understand. The I Understand link will direct you to a reference tool to support children moving through I Understand to I Use with Understanding. The I Use with Understanding link will direct you to a reference tool to support children moving through I Use with Understanding to I Apply. The You Can Help Me reference tool for each stage recommends how the environment and practitioners' interactions support children through their next stage of development. Within the You Can Help Me reference tools, there are links to further developmentally appropriate guidance to support children's early literacy, language, and communication skills. This guidance can be used to inform the planning for individuals, groups, and the environment. When engaging with the You Can Help Me reference tools and guidance, you should consider the developmentally appropriate adult-child interactions for that stage of development, environment for that stage of development, and planning of learning for that stage of development.